Good afternoon and welcome to our program Marketing Strategies. Today in our program we have such great guests. They are the board directors of the famous Colombian brand that it's called Ramo. Maybe some of you already know this brand and maybe you love their products. So yeah, today they're going to talk about their international marketing plan of implementing Chocoramo in the Chilean market. So now they're in Chile, so our interview is going to be in a long distance, but it's okay. So, hi guys, welcome to our program. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi Daniela, I'm Juan Manuel Vanegas and thank you for your program invitation.
Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Daniela Trillos. So, first of all, I have some general questions. So, can you please tell me about the objectives and why did you choose the Chilean market for implementing Chocoramo there?
Our general objective of our project is to continue with the internationalization of Ramo's star product, that is Chocoramo, through Chile as a country to export this product because the increase of the market of snacks in the South American country represent a big opportunity and at the same time make Colombian traditional product not only well known but also accept as a part of the culture in that country. And our specific objectives are to determine the marketing mix to introduce Chocoramo in the Chilean market. The second, to position the Chocoramo brand into the mind of the Chilean people. And the third objective is to maximize the profits of the company introducing Chocoramo to the Chilean market.
Hi, my name is Camila Toa. Thank you for the program invitation. We choose Chile as our next country to export Chocoramo, taking into account many variables such as the demographic segmentation. That's because 35% of the population are only under 24 years old. Chocoramo is also a low-price product, so that suits perfectly with the Chilean market conditions. Additionally, we have overall looked to the economy of the South American country, factors like GDP, average income per capita, and unemployment rate were taken into account.
So now can you please talk about how are the consumption patterns in the Chilean market?
The Chilean market is currently in a stage of expansion and growth. As we had mentioned, this has implied a gradual explosion of the demand of the consumers during these last years. The improvement of the quality of life of the Chilean population has caused higher consumption of household appliances. During the third quarter of the previous year, the confidence of the consumers in this way they break the law that had been present in the other economies of the Latin America. This together with a rise in the real salaries and increase of the credit are the reason why private consumption has been maintained.
And well, which infrastructure and resources are necessary for implementing your international marketing plan in Chile?
The resources needed to export to Chile are primarily monetary resources to pay the fees, the transportation, the freight, insurance, advertising, salaries, expenses for documents, etc. On the other hand, we need staff and winery who can receive that in the final destination, that is Chile. To export to Chile, the following documents are required, such as porting knowledge, commercial invoice, insurance certificate, packing list of goods, certificate of origin, and special certificates depending on the product.
And what do you think that are the most significant barriers to enter into the Chilean market?
Chile has a few trade barriers to imports and investment, which is why foreign companies are quality protects and benefits like local companies. There is a tariff of 6% in intern rates on the CIF cost of the import. In addition, is a VAT is included, therefore, 19 VAT on CIF value plus admission fees. For the importation of food products, prior authorization is required from the Health Service of an Institute of Public Health.
What do you think about the general political climate and its impact in the Chilean economy?
The political and economical climate in Chile. The political climate in Chile was very divided because after the government of Michelle Bachelet, the tension when Sebastián Piñera won the election in 2017, there they say that it will not be the same as the 2009 when Sebastián Piñera won the elections for the first time. These are much more plural and diverse. So were the comments of the internal fragmentation of the political crisis processes in Chile. In the economical climate and how it affects the political situation, the Chilean state, in its constant search of the economic welfare of society, performs different activities in such a way that it intervenes in the economy and thus achieve its objectives, which are improve free competition, in which antitrust laws, consumer laws. It also intervenes in subsidies, thus creating laws to ensure public health, subsidy laws, and promotion of culture. On the other hand, it creates action to stimulate the economy, encouraging companies to increase their productivity and competence.
Okay, so now how about like the Chilean law? Is it similar as the Colombian one? And how can it influences like in your business?
Okay, so in terms of the legal system, Chilean legal system is very similar to Colombian's, since their form of government also depends on a president of the republic, senators, deputies, the Supreme Court, trials court, and also governors, mayors, and community administrations. So it doesn't affect us as much as going, for example, to a federal legal system as the USA, but we also have to be careful with very specific laws that we can broke if we don't know all the Chilean system completely. But in general terms, it is very similar to Colombian, so we are not going to have any negative effects in that terms.
So now we have like a general idea of the political and economical and the law aspects of Chile. So let's move on to the cultural aspects. So can you please guys tell me about like the general values, the attitudes, the costumes, the aesthetics, the power relations, and so on? And what do you think that is the most like difficult cultural aspect to deal with?
Okay, those cultural influences in our operations, because in the business meetings we have to be very comprehensive with Chileans people, and also we have to build a relationship and establish trust, which is what Ramo is searching for. Our culture with Chile is very similar to Colombia's. We have to take into account that we have to be very comprehensive, very friendly, very open to Chileans. Also, we have to be very careful with reading between the lines, as I said before, and also build a relationship, not only a business relationship, but also a relationship in which the base is the trust and the confidence. In that case, it is very important to close relationship based in trust, so that everything can be talked and spoken. Also, in the meetings, we expect like Colombians to be late 20 or 30 minutes, but in general, Chileans are very punctual in business meetings. And also, the negotiations are straightforward in general, but it is always better to get a written confirmation of the agreement.
And what about like the main similarities and difference between the Colombian culture and the Chilean culture?
The similarities and difference between Colombia and Chile in cultural aspect are very common. First of all, in similarities. When the Chilean people they meet and are greeting, they look for reciprocation from visitors. Common greetings include a handshake, hug, a kiss, or a kiss in the right shape. The population overall is extremely warm and welcoming to both visitors and expatriates, like in Colombia. And while Chile stresses the importance of achieving high levels of literacy, there is some disparity between public and private education. The arrival time for social occasion is on the late side because in both countries they are being late 15 or 30 minutes late for dinner and 30 minutes late for a party is like the custom. And the class difference are first of all expressed in the strong spatial segregation existing in large Chilean cities, like for example upper, middle and lower classes live largely isolated from each other in quite distinctive neighborhoods and city sectors. And the difference between the cultural aspects in Chile and Colombia are they instead of 3 meals a day, the Chileans typically eat 4 meals. Working overtime is uncommon and is working on the weekends. And Chile has one of the best healthcare systems.
That's awesome, guys. So now moving to the essence of our program, that it's marketing. So can you please tell me like the main characteristics that you had to consider like in choosing your like target market?
Target market was chosen taking into account different variables that, such as demographic segmentation, where we saw that approximately 35% of the population are under 24. Also consider that the Chocoramo is a relative low price product. It's perfectly to Chilean market conditions, as the average income for the Chilean is lower than the other countries of the OECD. Additionally, we have an overall look to the economy of the South American countries. Factors like GPD, average income per capita, and unemployment rate were taken into account.
Perfect. So I have a question. Like after all the analysis that you did, like did you like now you can know what are like the strengths, the weakness, the threats, and the opportunities in the Chilean market?
Our strengths as brand Ramo, the product is that the product has been exported before to other further countries such as Australia or USA. And also is that Ramo is a very strong brand name here in Colombia and in the other countries that has been exported. Also has a good reputation among the Colombian customers, and it is also part of its culture. So in every part that is a Colombian, Chocoramo is going to be recognized in their minds. That is a very powerful strength. Our weaknesses is that the duration of the product is not too long. It lasts up to 30 days maximum. The Chilean market we are not recognized at all, and so we have a limited access to the market. In terms of opportunities, is that the snack market in Chile is growing very fast and constantly, and also that the culture of both countries is similar. That helps us a lot, so tastes can be better. Also that both countries have a free trade agreement, so that also helps us a lot with terms of negotiation, with terms of documents and importation barriers. That helps us a lot. In both places, Chile and Colombia, the official language is Spanish, so we don't have a language barrier, as I said before. Another thing is that the legal framework system is very comprehensive to importers, and that Chile has a democratic, stable political system. So we are not going to have like any problem like in such a dictator or something like that, or something similar to the competitive business cost to their foreign investors. So that's a very huge advantage we have to take into account also. In terms of the treats, there is a high activity of the market of this country. So as we have more opportunities, we also have more competitors. So it is an opportunity, but also a threat. Another threat is that there are many substitute products in the Chilean market with a higher recognition than us. That Chile is very sensible to external shocks, but right now there is a stable political thing. But in case there is a shock, Chile is going to be very sensible as Colombia. It has a very high dependence on primary export industries, and also the absence of the reforms in the economy aggravate the structural imbalances. And the last threat is that there are high levels of income inequality.
And entering into like the Chilean market, do you think that you're going to have a lot of competition?
Chile is very similar to Colombia, talking both about culturally and gastronomically. That's why we think Chocoramo will be well received in this country. On the other hand, the consumption patterns of Chile are defined by factors like price, quality, durability, customer service, and service availability. Chocoramo of the company Ramo complies with all these. The main competition of Chocoramo are companies like Nestlé with their products Negrita and Super 8, Fruna with their product called Sustancias, and Bimbo with their product called Chocoso. Due to the high competition, it will be a challenge to maintain and position itself in the market but not enter, because the free trade agreement provides many benefits.
Great, like now moving to the marketing mix or our 4Ps. Can you please tell me about like the product, the package, the warranty, the customer service?
Chocoramo is a homemade style cake covered with chocolate. Talking about the package, we have here. Here is the name of the company. Here is the product weight specifications. Here we have a window that allows to see the product, the orange plastic packaging, and the name of the product. Talking about quality of Ramo, Ramo as a company focuses its quality in several axes as innovation, logistics and distribution, sustainability, conformity of the product, continuous improvements, human management, strategies of motivation, and information management. And in talking about the customer services, Ramo has warm, friendly, effective, and timely processes respecting the agreements agreed. They seek to develop in their workers the necessary skills that allow to exceed the expectation of the clients.
Okay, so now talking about the price, can you please tell me like which is going to be like your price strategy and like the terms of sale and payment?
Choosing a correct pricing strategy is seen as the major determinant on international market success. That's why we made a lot of emphasis looking for a correct pricing strategy. Ramo may want to take the cost plus strategy, uh, which they which they take into account the domestic and foreign costs of the products. This type of the strategy ensures margins. That is our final goal when we're trying to internationalize our company. Uh, Although cost plus can give Ramo big profits, they have to be careful to offsetting a price that is so is too high for the foreign market. In this case, Chile, as the company will compromise their competitiveness. This is why the most adequate strategy to open the Chilean market is a flexible cost plus strategy, which allows variation in some circumstances. This strategy allows Ramo to give discounts depending on the size of the intensity of the competitor, also depending on the exchange rate fluctuations changes. Uh, in price are an option. This, despite all the circumstances, profit will be principal driving motivation for Ram.
Now moving to our third P, that it's place. Can you please talk about like the logistics, the channels, the intermediaries that you're going to use?
Okay, for the channel management and channel design, this is the three channels that we want to implement in China and market. The first channel is factory, retailer, neighborhood store, and consumer. The second is factory, retailer, supermarket, and consumer. And the third one is factory, retailer, peddler, and consumer. The factory is going to be located in Mosquera, Cundinamarca, since we are going to export our Chocoramo product to Chile, that it is going to be received by a retailer that is located in Chile, and it is going to distribute it for the neighbor store, the supermarket, and the peddler.
And now finally with our 4P, that it's promotion. Tell me like, can you please tell me about like your communication strategy and the tools that you're going to use?
Some examples of our campaigns are messages with always when I finish to train I eat a chocoramo because it helps me to regain energies after training. So that is for kids. They are going to eat something that is going to give their energy, and is going to be also like the major focus of Chocoramo campaigns are the energy that it can provide to you in a boring day, and it can change your day, a sad day to a happy day, because Chocoramo fill you with its unique flavor also. So it has a unique flavor, and it provides you a better day. It helps you to give energy to be happier. That's our main plan, to do that campaigns with the help of the advertising, as I said before, in TV shows, YouTube, also in social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, sales promotion between the social, making feel the customers very close to the brand, that they can be part of it, and to have an opinion about it, to feel that we take into account their opinions. Also between public relationships in newspaper, and also with sponsorship in schools materials, or in like ferias, sponsorships in concerts of schools or concerts in universities, or the just with the purpose of increase the awareness and encourage them to try a new brand that is arriving to them, and to encourage them to try the product with very cool campaigns, as we said, like for example in social media, or sponsoring their children's youth's favorite artists in the school, like some kind of competition doing the concert of their favorite artist, of someone that have never been to Chile, an international artist. So that things is going to be like our objective in order to increase the awareness that Choco Ramo is now in Chile, and they can try it and they can enjoy it, and then later with time be part of their culture also.
And finally, guys, do you have like a sales forecast? And if you have, can you like explain us like a little bit about your sales forecast?
So in terms of sales forecast, as we haven't gone to Chilean's market yet, we have to plan how we are going to export, how many units, at what price we're going to sell them. So as we know, Chile and Colombia have a trade-free agreement, so the product has no taxes, and the price is going to be very similar to here in Colombia. Here in Colombia, the price also varies between the sectors, between the different economic sectors here in the different cities. So taking an average of the price was 1,500 pesos, and also we took into account the first quantity of units sold to the Australian market, the first time they went to the exportation. So we took into account that minimum amount of units they always export, like saying we are going to have only this, and with a little increase between the years of more or less 10%. By using this data, we estimated the sales for the years 2018 to 2020. This picture, we're going to show you more specifically the sales forecast for those years.
Marketing plan, because it has such great aspects as the political climate, the economy, the language, the cultural similarities, the bilateral free trade agreement that Chile has with Colombia. And for example, talking about the economy, the Chilean economy has been one of the fastest growing in the last year in Latin America, and also it has been like stable. So one of the benefits of this economic growing is that the Chilean families have been like improving their quality of life, and this makes that they like consume like more in their household. So I think that it is a really good country. And now moving to our marketing mix, like we can conclude that your product, of course, is Choco Ramo, that it is like a vanilla cake covered with chocolate. Your brand is Ramo. I think that the package is so interesting because like the psychological of the colors, for example, the orange is transmit like exotic, like hunger, but also you have like another colors as the blue and white that can represent the harmony, the peace, the kindness, the peace. So I think that is really good. Now talking about the price, like you're going to take into account the domestic and foreign cost to the product. About the place, the distribution that you will have is an indirect channel, because Chocoramo doesn't offer their products to the final consumer, so you are going to have a distributor in Chile. And in the promotion, the main objectives of your promotion is the awareness, the conscientious of your products. So I think that it is really good. You're going to have three audience: the kids, the young people, and the adults. So you're going to implement a lot of TV commercials, posters in the street, with a lot of message. So I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation to our interview. I hope I am sure that your international marketing plan is going to be well. So see you another time, and thank you.